All right, so here's my video on toxic femininity, because it does exist. And I think my message in the first video about masculinity did not come across as I intended, and it was not a attack on men at all. But let's move away from that and let's focus on this video. Okay, so this point of view is coming from my experience and my observations of females and my experience of being a female and being a mother, raising children, being a part of society. So just keep that in mind. Like, I am not speaking on anything that I personally have not experienced or have watched somebody and helped somebody through this experience and just observed. I was raised by a woman this way, so just keep those things in mind. I'm not speaking from a place of judgment, nor am I speaking from a place of hate or criticism. This is just a observation, just as the first video was. Okay, so toxic femininity. One, when females, this is in a situation for motherhood. This is how I was raised. Okay, my mother, she would talk shit about my dad to us, but she would never let us see him. But, you know, he was always gone, but even when he was around, she wouldn't let us see him. So she kind of put this idea of that he was this horrible person in our heads. And I've seen this done many times. This is very toxic behavior. When mothers put ideas about who the child's father is into the child's head, and they don't let the child form their own opinion about what they think of their father or mother. Father, okay? Or when females, when they're in relationships, because I've done this. I used to do this when I was younger. You know, it's just like a thing when you're like in middle school, but it's still toxic. When you're joking and playing with a guy and you smack him, that's not okay. That is abuse. Like, it's straight up abuse. You may think it's just like, oh, funny little slap, flirty, but that's not reality. You are not allowed to put your hands on somebody that way. And just because you're a woman, you think you can get away with it, because that's not right. Or when a man clearly likes you, and this is like the good guy type, you know, the good guy type. You know, every girl is always saying, oh, I want a good man. There's no good men out there. But when they get with a man who shows them respect and shows them love, they shit on them completely. They disregard that man's feelings. And this is because they had been in so many toxic relationships beforehand that when they get into a good relationship, they completely ruin it. And then that in turn signals to that male that behavior is not acceptable. So they turn into assholes. You know, that's just, people want to be understood and accepted. They don't want to be judged and made to feel that their behavior is wrong. Another trait of females is blaming men for everything. And I'm not talking about like in everyday situations. You know, we have these gender roles in society, and some females will talk down on a man so bad, and I've seen it firsthand. If he is not living up to her personal standards of what a man should be, and that is not good, okay, because everybody is their own human. Everybody has their own opinions and their own thoughts, and it is not okay to enforce your standard of what a man should be on a man, and then if he doesn't fulfill that, you talk shit about him to everybody you know, and you try to change people's view on that person. That's not okay. Another toxic behavior that people do, and that I've seen, and that I've experienced is when females have kids and they continue to bring boyfriends around. Now, this is just, you do what you in your own life, but you know what? You have to think of your children, because children are not stupid. They are very observant. They know what's going on, whether you think they do or not. I clearly remember being a child, and I clearly remember noticing when my parents were lying to me, or when my mom was lying to me, and when she was keeping secrets and shit and trying to make things not seem as bad. But kids can sniff that right out. But when mothers and women, they bring their boyfriends in, and then they say, oh, this is Uncle so-and-so, or this is your stepdad so-and-so. And then that doesn't work out, and then they end up leaving, and then the child is left wondering, well, where's my Uncle so-and-so? If you bring someone into your life, they are clearly just, call them by their first name. This is my friend's Jason. Just don't put labels on men to make them, don't go searching for somebody to be a father to your child. If a man wants to do that and a man wants to be in that role, he will. Do not force that on a man, because that is a lot of responsibility that is not his in the first place. And it shouldn't be an obligation of his to fulfill just because you feel that way. Let me think of other toxic things that women do. We play the victim, okay? That is 100% true. A lot of women play the victim, and they try to make a man, any man, seem worse than he is because he left her. Or when women hold their kids hostage because the man left her and she doesn't like his new spouse or girlfriend or whatever, so she holds the kids hostage and uses them as pawns. I hate that. And if you do that, you're a sick individual, because your kids deserve a mother and a father, especially a father. If you are a female and you have girl children, you should not, it doesn't matter what, boys and girls, they need their father. They need that male figure in their life. And for you to deprive them of that just because of your selfish reasons, you need to step back and rethink what the hell you're doing. And if you are a female, because this does happen, a female molesting boys or coercing boys to have sex with you when they are not emotionally ready, such as teenagers. Teenage boys may seem mature, but a teenager, regardless of if they are a male, female, whatever, they are not emotionally mature enough to handle the emotional consequences of sex. They don't understand. And if you're a older female having sex with a younger male, or molesting them or raping them and making them feel powerless, that's not okay. How dare you take someone's dignity like that? I feel sorry for all the men out there. Not feel sorry, but I feel for them. I feel compassion for them. I feel a need to, tell them all it's okay, and somebody's here and somebody understands. We can't be silent about these things. We have to have these conversations. We have to throw the ugliness of ourselves, myself included, out into the light for the world to see who you really are, and then fix it. Because the best apology, or in the best way to show people that you've changed, is by your behavior. You can talk all day that you've changed, which women, tend to do. They talk, saying I'm a bad bitch, I do this, I do that. But behind the scenes, they're a totally different person. I mean, yeah, we all have our personas that we present to the outside world, but some girls take it too far. And I've seen girls who will have kids and have kids and have kids just to get free things from the government, and I'm not shaming people who do that, who are on welfare, because I myself have been on welfare at one point. I grew up on welfare, so I'm not judging you because I've been in your shoes. But what I'm saying is that's temporary help. That's not a career path. So if you have kids and kids and kids, and you can't take care of the ones that you have, stop fucking having kids. Because it's not just a free-for-all. Just because your body can produce children does not mean you need to have 12 kids. You know, that's crazy. You need to, like, get a reality check. And by no way am I a feminist at all. I don't adhere to any political agendas or any social movements besides love for everybody. I just want everyone to, I don't know, I just like throwing things that I see out into the world for people to ponder. So if you're a female who acts these ways and you, if this makes you mad, then I guess in some ways then you do act this way. Just as my last video, you know, if that made you mad, I'm sorry, but usually when you react emotionally to something, that means you have something deep inside that you need to fix. You know, and I'm not perfect. I have a lot of things that I need to fix. I'm not claiming to be Mrs. Perfect or Mrs. Know-It-All, so don't take my words the wrong way. I just want, you know, the society to be better. I want us all to be better and more loving. So I hope you guys have a good day, and I hope you guys take these words for just, you know, for a grain of salt. These are just my opinions. Things that I've experienced, things that I've seen, things that I've lived through. So, yeah. I love you guys, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.